it's Mary, Queen MLV. Talk to me Tuesday, April 30th, 2019. You know, the last few weeks I've been saying I don't have much to show you. Today I have nothing to show you. But it's okay. I wanted to stop in and say hi. I did notice one thing in looking on my videos that my backdrop hasn't changed a bit. But it will. There are three things on my mind right now. One is, it is April 30th. My daughter's birthday is May 10th. Foxes are for her birthday. So I think next week all you're going to hear from me is foxes. So I'm going to tackle that and try not to let anything else get in my way this week. I had just been putting those off a little bit and doing one at a time, and it's time to just buckle down and finish the foxes. Second, I had to start, didn't have to, I chose to start a new project that I'm pretty excited about, but I can't talk to you about it yet, and I did order priority. Number three, I did a favor for a friend, and I typically wouldn't talk about this because it's not my story to tell, but since she mentioned to us last week that she sent me a quilt, it's Abby. Abby sent me a quilt. I took it over to Molly's house, and she and I worked on that and got it back in the mail to her, and I had such a good time with it. It was really a fun one. It was comfortable. It was fast. It was easy. It was just a delight to do. Oh, and there's one more thing while I've got you. My overlapping squares test. I didn't make the whole quilt yet, but wanted to get the pattern finished, so I did a test of 4 or 5 blocks, and it turned into Batique's baby quilt. That baby quilt is over at Molly's house, and I did that. I did Abby's on Saturday. Sunday, I wanted to just knock that out. And what I learned, I try to learn something on each quilt at this stage, and what I learned on that was, I've never been a big fan of Stitch in the Ditch, mainly because you have to be like superhuman to actually stay in the ditch. And so, like this flag up here, I had done by a professional in Minnesota who is a very good quilter, but she said I just let her do what she wanted, and she liked Stitch in the Ditch. And all of these stripes and all of the border, she did Stitch in the Ditch, and just one side of the seam, other side of the seam, and it really, I was not pleased with it, and I felt like if she had chosen to do something other than Stitch in the Ditch, it would have looked perfect. Instead, she wasn't able to pull it off, and so it didn't look perfect. So I've not tackled Stitch in the Ditch even on a domestic, just for that reason. It kind of turned me off of it. The overlapping squares baby quilt is all straight lines. However, they're not, of course, perpendicular. And so I am not good enough on Molly to do that well. So I knew about a feature that I hadn't used. I had used it in a limited way, but never for Stitch in the Ditch. So here's what I did. I used the record function on Pro Stitcher, where my computer's just like beeping and giving me notices. Just ignore that sound, because I am. So you basically tell it, go from this point to this point, and then go to this point, and then go to this point, and then you hit go, and it just stitches it for you. And so these lines aren't exactly horizontal and vertical, but they are straight for the most part. And so it's I used that, and I was able to do a lot. I just stitched in the ditch on it, and then put a little different design in the border, which ended up taking a lot more time than the stitch in the ditch. Anyway, it's not, you know, when you have some of these blocks are 16 inches square, and so some of the lines are 16 inches and then 12 and then 8 and then 4 and then 2. And so, you know, it can be a straight line, but the fabric will move a little bit, and so it's certainly not perfect, but it's a very, very good stitch in the ditch, because Molly's just much better at this than I am. So I did learn that technique. That's really nice. And the reason it didn't come home with me is because I got all of it done except the block in the middle. I wanted the rest of it stitch in the ditch border, and then there's this 16-inch block in the middle, and it was just going to come out way, way too plain if all I did was outline the blocks. So I wanted to come home and figure out what I wanted to do with that 16-inch block, and I did, and I have a design that I want to put in there, and it, you know, the design's ready to go. I just need to tell Molly what to do, let her do it, and that one will be finished. So basically now I'm down to a 6-inch block. So that's going to be finished next time I get by there, and then back to foxes. So that's why I have nothing to show it to you. So I have foxes, and then this new project, and then back to my hearts. And then we're going to knock out some other things because I still have so many other things to do. And I can't really say I got sidetracked. These are things with deadlines, and none of these other things have deadlines, except that I got a little addicted to making hearts. Anyway, that's all I've got, and so I've got nothing to show you, but looking forward to the Fat Quarter Lotto drawing today. Hint, hint. Mine are the ones that start with M. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.